Greetings. This is Kaiser hosting SLS, which is a Society of Light. So, how's everyone doing today? I really want to check to make sure I'm being heard right. Let me see if anybody's here to check my sound. Yes, I'm running 5 minutes behind schedule, but remember, it's a schedule, meaning we want to do it at that time. So if you come in about that time, then you should find me there. So if you're 5 or 10 minutes late, you're not really late because you're still on schedule. Any place you go, you have an appointment. You're going to wait for 10 or 15 minutes at least. Why? Yeah, because it wasn't an exact time, it was a scheduled time because no one knows how long someone may take who's before you. So they can't say definitely we'll be there at 6 o'clock or we'll be there at 7 o'clock. It's always an approximate. So today we're going to talk about laws of creation. You're going to like this class. If you hang around to the end, try to make it about 15 minutes. If you hang around to the end, I promise you'll be glad you did. We're going to talk about universal laws of creation. And these are things I learned well over 20 years ago. Let's say 25, 27 years ago. And I never really taught. And I'm finding out that when you learn something, teaching is a part of learning or remembering. And in other words, when you learn something, you have to practice what you learn. When you learn something, you got to teach what you learn. When you learn something, you got to be what you learn. Or it just takes away from the purpose of learning it. So one way to be what you learn is to teach to others what you learn. So that's what I decided to do today. Being, to come to this conclusion, I was inspired by something I learned. But like anything in nature, knowing something means nothing if you can't actually bear witness to it. So I can tell you, oh, I know a lot. I know this and know that. You have to have proof. You have to bear witness to your knowledge. And how did you arrive that you have knowledge if you cannot show someone evidence? So let's start with the basic idea. Thought. Everything is a thought. Everything is a thought or an idea. Or a vibration. Cloud is a thought. It's an idea, it's a vibration. Man is a thought, an idea, a vibration. Woman is a thought, an idea, a vibration. Now, to bear witness to these thoughts, idea, vibration, it has to do something. It has to go into motion, meaning it's got to move. For man to show he's man, what essence of man is create. Man is a creator. So for him to prove that he's man, he has to create something. So how do you go about creation? There's a formula to creation. There is a formula to creation. First, you have to see the idea of a thing, not the person, the idea of a thing. Then you have to ask yourself, well, what's my intentions? What do I want to accomplish? That's gathering the facts. That's you enter another realm now. You enter from the spiritual realm to the mental realm. You want to gather facts to bring about your intentions. So, how do you gather facts? Well, there's a law of gathering facts. We know that fact, but fraction plus fraction per fraction, so many fractions equal a whole, right? Okay, the scientists have said that 10,000 fractions equal one. You never even taught this in class, I know. You say if you got two, then two halves equal one. If you divide something in three, then each third equal one. If you divide something in fourth, then each fourth equal one, and so on and so on. But how do you get to one? How many fractions does it take to make the one? 10,000 fractions to make the one. Just take that as a fact. We'll prove it later. We will prove that later. So this means if you have an idea, which is spiritual, and you want to bring it into fruition, in theory, you have to gather 10,000 fractions of that idea to be independent from that idea. In other words, to bear witness to that idea, to bring it into fruition. How many of y'all appreciate this knowledge? How many of y'all follow me or understanding what's being shared? How many like me to continue or say, well, that's enough, brother, I don't want to hear no more? Let me see a one if you want me to continue. Because we're reaching about 10 minutes now. I've been teaching. I need some validation that you want this or not. Well, if you're not on now, if you come on later, go to the comments and put yes, I'd like to continue, or just put one. When you come back on, when you hear the recording, put one in the comments that let me know you want to continue to listen to this class. So since the class I had about 20 people in here at one time. I don't know where they left. I guess they're busy working or whatever. So they didn't stay around. So we'll come back. Just let me know.